And we're beginning this bulletin with some breaking news that's just coming in. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley has in fact reacted to the report that's been put out by the Indian Express. The Indian Express Swiss leaks. Jaitley has in fact responded to that report, saying 350 accounts have been assessed. The rest are being scrutinized. Let's listen in to what Arun Jaitley had to say.
ये सारे स्विस बैंकों के नहीं है, केवल एक बैंक के हैं, HSBC। उस बैंक में से किसी ने डिटेल्स निकालकर किसी देश को दी थी और उन्होंने भारत को ये जानकारी दी थी। ये आज से 4-5 साल पहले हुआ था। उसके संबंध में उस वक्त भारत सरकार और जो रेवेन्यू विभाग था उसने कुछ पत्राचार और कॉरेस्पॉन्डेंस कम्युनिकेशन शुरू की थी। ये 628 अकाउंट्स के डिटेल्स थे। कुछ ऐसे थे जिसमें केवल नाम थे, कुछ ऐसे नाम थे जो आइडेंटिफाइबल थे, कुछ ऐसे नाम हैं जो आइडेंटिफाइबल भी नहीं थे। पिछले 7-8 महीने में इस पे बहुत तेजी से कार्रवाई शुरू हुई है और इस कार्रवाई में इसके 3 पहलू हैं। पहला है कि जितने भी नाम आए हैं उनको आइडेंटिफाई किया जाए। बहुत बड़ी संख्या में से उसमें से आइडेंटिफाई हो गए हैं। कुछ ऐसे हैं बहुत जनरल किस्म के नाम हैं जिसका एड्रेस और डिटेल्स नहीं है, तो आइडेंटिफाई करना कठिन है। वो प्रक्रिया जारी है। आइडेंटिफाई करने के बाद लगभग 350 अकाउंट्स होल्डर्स ऐसे हैं जिनकी असेसमेंट पूरी हो चुकी है। पेनल्टी की कार्रवाई शुरू हो गई और 31 मार्च तक ये सब एसआईटी के ज्यूरिसडिक्शन के तहत जो सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने बनाई थी, जिसमें सुप्रीम कोर्ट के 2 रिटायर्ड जजेस हैं, ये रेवेन्यू विभाग कर रहा है। 350 के करीब की असेसमेंट पूरी हो चुकी है। बाकियों की असेसमेंट जो है वो 31 मार्च 2015 तक पूरी हो जाएगी। तो हम ऑलरेडी फरवरी में हैं। कानून के मुताबिक हर एक के संबंध में जो कार्रवाई की जाएगी वो की जाएगी। कुछ महीने पहले हम लोगों ने ये कहा था कि जो इसमें से गैर कानूनी पाए जा रहे हैं उनके खिलाफ प्रोसिक्यूशंस लॉन्च होंगी। उस वक्त तक 3 प्रोसिक्यूशन लॉन्च थी, लगभग 3 महीने पहले। अब लगभग रेगुलरली जो असेसमेंट कंप्लीट हो रही हैं और जो गैर कानूनी पाए जा रहे हैं और जिनमें ऑफेंस बन रहा है, प्रोसिक्यूशंस लॉन्च हो रही हैं। अप्रॉक्सीमेटली, मतलब एकाध संख्या आगे पीछे हो सकती है, 60 प्रोसिक्यूशंस लॉन्च हो चुकी हैं। और जो सरकार का कहना था कि जिनके खिलाफ प्रोसिक्यूशन जब लॉन्च होती है इन्वेस्टिगेशन समाप्त करने पर, तो वो फिर सार्वजनिक हो जाते हैं नाम। तो उन कोर्ट्स में, उन केसेस में वो नाम भी डाल दिए गए हैं, उनके खिलाफ केसेस भी हैं। 31 मार्च तक जो असेसमेंट्स और कंप्लीट होंगी, तो जो गैर कानूनी पाए जाएंगे उनके खिलाफ असेसमेंट्स कंप्लीट की जाएंगी।
The Indian Express newspaper, in collaboration with the Paris-based Le Monde newspaper and the International Consortium of Investigative Journalism, has in fact come out with a global leak of the names of the Indians in the HSBC Swiss list. The Indian Express has revealed 1,195 names of Indians, that is nearly double that of the French authorities that the French authorities had in fact given in 2011. The total wealth in these accounts is estimated to be 25,420 crore rupees. The names of the people on that list include several top businessmen, diamond traders, politicians, NRIs and people of Indian origin. The special investigation team constituted to probe black money, in its first report, it said that almost 200 accounts had no balance and approximately 211 were NRIs. The Indian Express says that undisclosed income to the tune of rupees 3,150 crores has been brought to tax among the HSBC account holders. This is the big story that we are in fact tracking. This is an investigative report that has been put out by the Indian Express newspaper this morning. Well, most of these big names that the Indian Express is in fact talking about is already out. It has been doing the rounds in the public domain earlier as well, but Indian Express has come out with the amounts associated with these accounts. I'd like to go across to my colleague Ashish Mahesh, who is joining me live from the newsroom. Ashish, the Indian Express has come out with accounts and the amounts that are associated with these names, and that really is the big revelation in this report.
Very true, in fact, but now if you would have heard the finance minister, Rishika, Arun Jaitley, now he's very clearly attacked the Congress. He says this data was available with the government since 2010, 2011, and since then no action was taken. So this is, Rishika, a very, very important revelation where the finance minister is attacking, he's launching an attack against the Congress, against the UPA government, very clearly saying that no action was taken from 2010 to 2014. And they said that when they came into power in 2014, that this action was taken. Now, the more important revelation here is that, earlier, if you remember, only three individuals were a part of the prosecution list. Now, according to the finance minister, and that is what he broke a few minutes back on headlines today, he very clearly said that the number has increased to 60 and that information has already been given to the special investigation team and that will further be passed on to the Supreme Court. So certainly big action happening against individuals. But again we go back where he's, the finance minister says that action was not taken between 2010 and 2014. Rishika.
Right. Also, Ashish, what is interesting at this point in time is that Arun Jaitley has said that the data has in fact come to the government around 4 to 5 years ago, and there are 628 names that came to the government at that point in time, and around assessment of about 350 accounts has already been done.
Yes, very true. They have to do it because if you remember, Rishika, the law there was an amendment brought to the law where actually cases only till 6 years were allowed to be opened in the Income Tax Act. Now that law was changed just because these accounts were at least 15-16 years old. So they have to complete this assessment by 31st March 2014. They have no option, and the SIT has given them this direction because according to the law they have to do it. The assessment of these accounts have to be completed, and that is why he says 350 accounts have been assessed. But if you remember the first report of SIT that we broke on headlines today, it was very clearly evident that around 211 accounts, around 200 accounts had no money and 211 accounts were of NRIs. So certainly NRIs do not come under the purview. If Rishika, the law says that if there is if he opens an account abroad and the income has been generated abroad, he even does not need to inform the Indian authorities. He will be assessed only abroad. But here, the list that Indian authorities got, out of that 628, 211 had were NRIs and 200 had no money. So this is what we broke on headlines today. If you remember that we said that it gave an opportunity. The last government gave an opportunity to the people to take that money away. And today they can also deny and say that we don't even hold accounts. So the money does not exist in those accounts.
Right.
So certainly a big revelation by the finance minister. And as he said that there are new names that have already come inside, that is already with the government now, and those individuals, if they are Indian citizens, they fall under the purview of the Indian tax authorities. They will be again, the investigation will begin against them.
All right, Ashish, that's a very interesting point that you raised, that in 2011 the French authorities had in fact given 628 Indian names that were figuring in that HSBC list, and as Ashish has been pointing out, headlines today was in fact the first channel to have revealed the fact that 200 out of 200 accounts in fact had no balance, and 211 accounts out of that French list in fact belonged to NRIs. Ashish Mahesh, for the moment, thank you so much for joining us. This is a story that we are going to continue to track very closely.